Hi, fantasy football friends. Welcome to week 3 of the NFL season. And it's time for your Waiver Wire Weekly. It's brought to you by Stronghold Financial because, like a Pro Bowl offensive line, Stronghold Financial is protecting you against life's risks, just like I am protecting you against making the wrong waiver wire choice. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's talk about our trust this week. These are the guys you can trust to continue bringing you those fantasy points that we also desire. First one this week, Tyler Boyd. Now, Tyler Boyd is on that Cincinnati Bengals offense, and he is 9 of 14 for 117 yards and a touchdown. He has become the clear number 2 to A.J. Green. I see you, A.J. Green. And an offense that's actually throwing the ball quite a bit. And with Mixon out the next couple of weeks, I think they might even be throwing it a little bit more than their current rate of 60%. So I see him getting a lot more targets than he's even getting, which he's got 14, so that's not so bad. The Bengals have already scored 34 points in each of their first 2 games, so I like that. I like a lot of scoring. And now they're going to face Carolina, which Carolina has actually given up about a 73% completion rate to opponents. So this week, you can trust Tyler Boyd. Now, next trust this week is Geronimo Allison of the Green Bay Packers. He's 11 of 13 targets for 133 yards and a touchdown. Now, he's the number 3 wideout, but he's on a Packers team that loves to throw the ball. So that's good enough for your flex spot. So you can trust Geronimo Allison. Now let's talk about our bust. These are the guys that may have had a good game this week or maybe even the past couple of weeks, but I don't see them doing much going forward. So our first bust this week is Corey Clement. Now, yeah, he had a great game this last week, but that was only because Sproles was out and Ajayi went out in the middle of the game. Did come back, but he got a lot of extra touches because of that. So I'm not saying that the kid doesn't have some chops. I think he really does. But as long as Sproles is around, he's not going to get enough touches to make him fantasy relevant on a weekly basis. Yeah, he had 11 touches this last week, but that was because the other 2 weren't in there. And he only had 5 the week before when the other 2 were in there. So he's a bust for me unless there's an injury to the other 2. So keep an eye on him, but I wouldn't waste a waiver wire pick on him. My other bust this week, Antonio Callaway. I wouldn't think that he would be a huge waiver target, but I've been seeing him on a lot of the recommended list for people to pick up as a waiver target. He's only 3 of 5 with 81 yards and a touchdown. And I think that's what people are seeing. Yeah, he had a lot of fantasy points this week, but most of those stats came on one 47-yard touchdown. He just doesn't get enough targets for me personally to want to pick him up on a waiver. I mean, if you think about it, even Duke Johnson on the Cleveland Browns is getting targeted more times than Antonio Callaway. So nope, no thank you, he's a bust. Well, that's it for this week's Waiver Wire Weekly. Don't forget to look for me each Thursday on the Daily Blender with Jeffry O'Brien on 1580 The Fanatic, and I'm also on Pure Sports on Team 10, as well as throughout the week, I'm on The Sweat on DraftKings Live, and all those links are below for you so you can find them easily. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them below where I can answer your start-sit questions or anything about the waiver wire. Or you can also reach out to me on Twitter @RisleyMichaels. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a week of your Waiver Wire Weekly. I'll see you next week.